Hey, Trish.
I love that. Is that a jacket? Is that a denim shirt? What are you wearing?
It's
We're
a
getting
denim
right into
shirt.
this.
It's a Ralph Lauren denim shirt,
You have the best style.
and I got it on eBay.
I love this. Is there a secret website on eBay for Ralph Lauren purchasing?
No, no secret website, I don't think, or this one wasn't one. It's just that I was just Googling and trying to, I had one and I just wore it till it was a rag, and I was trying to find another one. And
Don't you love that?
I know, and so I was just Googling, trying to find it. I couldn't find a new one. And Ralph, I don't know why you just stopped,
Yeah, make more of those, Ralph, because I will order one right away. I'm going to put you on eBay for me and help me find that for me.
Yeah, and so I found it, and boom.
You're killing it. Listen, welcome to What I Know So Far, everybody. If you are new here, welcome. Karen and I love having you. If you're one of our friends and have been here for a minute, thank y'all for listening to us. And if you're not watching on YouTube and you just listen to me carry on ad nauseum about Karen's awesome denim shirt she's wearing from Ralph Lauren, she's always put together, Karen Mills. You have such great style. I just wear tank tops.
Well, that's because you have great arms.
No.
I don't have great arms.
Listen, it's a use it or lose it situation over here. I've got to start, working out a little more, but thank you. I have to keep it together. And I wear tank tops because I sweat like Fat Elvis, everybody. I wore a shirt last night on stage with sleeves, and I pitted out. It's so embarrassing. I've got to tell everybody. I'm telling y'all because you're our family. And they make those little like maxi pad panty liner things you can put in your sleeves on longer shirts. And I usually wear them, and I completely forgot. And I got so, I noticed that I was sweating like that, and I thought, oh, Lord. So if I put that clip up on Instagram, just don't at me that I have sweaty pits, because I'll put it up. We're family.
Well, yeah, that's right. Why not? Other people have sweaty pits, so they can relate. Not me, because I don't sweat.
Karen doesn't sweat. It is again, back to her cool as a cucumber. I sweat thinking. I do.
But I want to sweat.
I know you do.
I have to sit in a sauna for a really long time to sweat.
I sweat putting on my mascara. I don't understand. I've always been that way. I guess I just run hot. I don't know. But
I get hot, but I don't sweat.
You're see, that's another reason you love dogs so much. Dogs don't sweat. Kay innately has just got sweet puppy DNA.
Yeah, I pant.
Oh, reasons I love you. We were talking today because we're like, what are we going to talk about today? And Karen brought up something so good that I don't think enough people talk about or normalize or celebrate, and that is
what makes a family and the different types of family.
So good. What makes a family? What kind of family? And what we always talk about too is family by choice, right, Kay? Like that. We're lucky enough as you get older, you realize, I hope you do, and if you don't, this is your permission slip, everybody. Go get your family by choice. They're waiting on you. They are waiting on you. You don't have to not love the family you got. That's okay.
But you still got more people out there that you're going to connect with, that's going to love you and support you, and we're family.
Yes, we are. Let me tell you something. We are. I feel so lucky. I look back now, you realize God lines everybody up right when they're supposed to, and I got to know about Kay. If you've listened to us for a while, you listened to the episode we did with our dear friend Leanne Morgan, where I met Leanne first. Originally, they all did a comedy show together with three comedians, and Karen was on that show, but I never got to meet her. I thought I was coming to fill in because Karen was off doing another gig. Backstory, I didn't know I was auditioning to fill the slot, which I was like, what in the hell? Because once you meet Karen, I was like, what? My favorite human being. I was like, let's all get out of here, burn the house down. So Karen, I got to know as a person before, because Leanne, best PR on the planet, Leanne Morgan, who was just you were going to love little Kay. And then I got to meet Karen, and I was like, are you kidding me? It was I'd always known you. And then we actually got to work together and tour together, and that's it. I mean, to know you is to love you, and who you are is who you get. That's what makes you. You're just a consistently awesome human.
Oh, please, Trish.
You are. I'm lucky to call you family.
Well, and I'm lucky to call you my emergency contact. No,
that's the biggest compliment.
It is.
It is.
It is. But a lot of times the family we're born into, we love each other. We do anything for each other. But a lot of times we have a lot of differences in our views on whether it's politics or,
Lord, nutrition. My family about
Nutrition.
screams at me because I don't eat cheese.
right. Yeah, and my mom gets really frustrated with me because I don't eat sausage. And I'm like, Mom,
That
I
is
don't.
specific.
That is specific. She'll be like, get you some of that sausage gravy. And I'm like, I don't eat sausage. And she said, what do you mean? I said, well, I mean, I don't like it. I don't want it. And she said, what's not to like? It's sausage. You need to get some sausage. And I'm like, Mom, I don't eat. I didn't even want to go into I don't eat meat. I didn't even want to go there.
Oh, yeah, Lord.
Because that would be way
ignite a fire.
too-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't do all that.
So I was just, I don't like it. Oh, but there's nothing not to like about it. It's sausage. So that's a whole other thing. But
Isn't that the truth, though? When
Yeah.
somebody's hell-bent on something, they're your people. You love them. But it's not for me, and that's a booger. My girlfriend Kira, comic, we were just talking about last night, that she has a very certain diet because she has a gastrointestinal issue, and we were talking about you can quit alcohol and things because people go, okay, they might have an issue with it, but with food, you have to, everybody's got to eat food, right? So if there's just something you don't eat, some people take full shine. Like if they're like, try this meatball, try this meatball, and you're like, I can't. And it had nothing to do with the meat for her. She's allergic to gluten. And if you know meatballs, they got to be made with breadcrumbs. And she was like, I wasn't trying to be rude. She goes, and this friend of mine was literally acting like it was an assassination of her character that I wasn't trying her meatball. She's like, it was ready to break up a friendship over a Swedish meatball. It's wild. And that's what we mean is when you get those family members that you're like, I'm going to love you where you're at. I'm going to meet you where you're at. But Lord, tiny baby, Jesus, thank you for the people I got to choose that get me.
right, and it's nothing against the family we're born into. Love them, do anything for them. I mean, I adore my brother and my mom. My dad has passed now, but they've given me so much, and couldn't be more grateful.
Yes.
But they're not the people I spend the most time with in terms of my chosen family is who I'm more surrounded with.
100%. That's so, that's really well said. And I don't know that I really grasped that. I'm sadly till late in life. Like I was probably late 30s, early 40s when I started to really be intentional with the curation of those people that are my inner circle. I always joke that it's not a joke, but that all the people that I really talk to all the time, I can count on two hands and not use all my fingers. And I like it that way because I have a lot of acquaintances. I'm lucky to have a lot of lovely friends, but the real tight family by choice is a very small circle.
Yeah, yes, a good friend, an acquaintance, people you love still,
Yes.
still are not your ride or die people.
No,
Not
that-
necessarily.
Yeah, and there are people that know you can call me. If you call me or say 911 ASAP to me, my entire world will shut down to make sure I got you. I will move mountains. There will be helicopters involved. There will be, I don't care if I have to airdrop into another country. I'm that person to a very select few people,
Right.
and I like it that way.
Yes, and the person that doesn't ask a bunch of questions are just going to be there for you no matter what. So, and my DNA family would do that also. I'm not trying to act like I'm not close to my family. I am, but your chosen family is a very very important and specific unit of people that you have that. Yeah.
And that you get to curate. I think that's the other thing. We don't think about that when we're young, right? That you get this family, you sign up whatever version your family looks like, wacky, nutty, doesn't talk, affectionate, not affectionate. You don't realize that what you got isn't what you have to keep going, or as my husband always says, finish with. You get to curate this group of humans that make you better. And, aren't jealous. Maybe you might have people in your life that are jealous of you and you didn't realize that was jealousy until you get to kind of step back and go, oh my gosh, or they weren't your cheerleader, or things that we didn't realize were lacking in a family. And that's what I think is super cool about choosing your people. And that I don't care I don't care what that looks like. If you didn't grow up with anybody gay in your family and you don't have, the gorgeous gay uncle, who doesn't love a gay uncle? If you're missing one, I have many gunkles here in LA that would love to sign up. I always say that's what's amazing, is just seeing people, what love looks like in every version. What Karen and I were just talking about before we went on, some of our favorite events or what looks like love. And I was just saying, my dear friend Ross Matthews and his husband Wellington is probably my favorite wedding I've ever been to, because it was such a celebration of love. And there wasn't a dry eye. Everybody was snotting and crying. I went through a whole pack of mini tissues at that wedding, and I'm usually not a crier. Karen will I'm not a crier. And it was such a honest, beautiful celebration of love that I felt so honored that I got to be there and witness that level of love in a wedding. That was so special. And they celebrated their mamas. Both of them lost their mamas, so they got married it was right before Mother's Day, so that they could now have a positive thing towards Mother's Day. And just the whole thing, everything was so intentionally based in who they are. They love each other so much. And I think that's another part of getting to choose a family. I am lucky enough to call Ross and Welly family, and you want those people in your life,
And, so many people get ripe about wanting a family to look a certain way. And
that's right.
We have all kinds of family, whether it's adoptive children or stepchildren, or, whether you're born into a family, you're not born into a family, you're fostered, whatever, wherever the love is the family.
That's right. I know that's right. I mean, look, I've come from a divorced family. I was so hell-bent. I didn't get married the first time, y'all, till I was 35. Because I was like, I'm never going to get divorced. I got to make the right decision. I got to do this I was so hell-bent on not getting divorced, because I didn't want that to be I didn't make the right decision. And you don't get to choose, FYI. You don't get to choose if that's your story at the end. I thought I did. But, unfortunately, I got divorced. And I was like, I'll be alone. It's going to be me and some dogs. I'm going to have a ranch in Wyoming and save dogs. I was fine with that plan. And boy, does God go, hey, just kidding. I'm going to sign you up with a whole new world. And met my amazing now husband, Jace, who I love and adore. But I was thrilled being child-free. People always go childless. No, baby. Child-free. I enjoyed it. And I was like, I'm loving this life. I'm going to raise dogs. I'm a professional aunt. I love kids. I just didn't have the bandwidth for the kind of life I lead to have children. So I was like, great, I'm child-free. And I meet my man. And he comes equipped with 3. Not 1, but 3, Kay. 3 children. And I was like, so I went from child-free to 3. I was like, God. But I got the best ones. Again, couldn't have asked. I got them as teenagers. That's not the time you want to show up in any child's life.
You missed that fun part and went straight to the teenager.
Disneyland. Yeah, I missed the era where we got to go to amusement parks, and what a time. But I'll tell you, God gives you what you need. Gives you what you need, not what you want. And I got 3 awesome, cool, fun kids.
And I'm sure they were, I'm sure you've had such impact on them at that time, because that's very impressionable. You're very cool. You're very in shape and hip and nutritious conscious, and maybe I'm sure they got something they needed.
Well, they do not eat. Thank you for saying that, Kate. They now don't eat fast food like they used to. That used to be like I know one of them wanted to kill me once because I was like, are y'all hungry? We were in the car and I was going to pick up something at Whole Foods, and I was like, are y'all hungry? And I meant let's get something at Whole Foods and be intentional and pick something out on the hot bar. And they were like, there goes a Chick-fil-A. And I was like, yeah, there goes it, because we ain't stopping there. No offense to Chick-fil-A, but we ain't doing it. No, if I'm not cooking it, at least let's go get something wholesome. And so now they will tell on their daddy if he goes and tries to stop at a Taco Bell. They will hot text me and be like, Dan's trying to pull in Taco Bell. I'm like, pull the wheel, but don't hurt anybody. So yes, I love that I've at least impacted some things. They have 2 parents. I didn't need to be a parent, but they were kind enough as kids to make room for me, right? And I got Gen Zers, y'all. As a Gen Xer, inheriting 3 Gen Zers Jesus take the wheel. I didn't know what I was going to get, but they're awesome kids. So again, you don't know what family you're going to get. Then you get this family by choice. And then for me, falling in love with somebody and going, okay, are these 3 kids a deal breaker? Like, do I really want to do with this heavy lifting? Yeah, because he was so awesome and they were awesome, you know. And I always say, I tell all 3 of the kids, I'm like the bumper on the bowling alley. Like if you're not a good bowler and those little bumpers come up on the side gutter lanes.
Yeah.
I'll let them do what they need to do. Be what you want to be. But when I see them heading towards gutter behavior, I pop up on those side alleys and I'm like, hey, I'll get right. Oh, I'll slide in a DM. I don't care what form of social media. I will solar flare that mess. And I'm like, y'all have a glass of Act Right. And they're like, oh, my bad. Like, I don't have to get nasty. I just do it in the way that they receive. And I'm grateful they respect me enough to know I want them to shine. I want them all to be rock stars in what they choose. But it took a minute to get there because, again, it's how you choose to do it, right?
One of my favorite, and I'm paraphrasing, I can't say it exactly as eloquently as Glennon Doyle did, but she was talking about her relationship with Abby Wambach and her coming into the family, and she had 3 children, and then she's on great terms with her ex-husband and the whole thing. And she said that what they realized was that Abby wasn't being added to their life. She had been missing from their life.
Oh, my God.
I think that's just a beautiful way of saying that, you know.
That is, well, Glennon, first of all, wordsmith that she is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she'll make me cry reading a cereal box, but that's,
oh, no.
That is it is. And that is, I think, as a bonus parent, step parent, whatever you want to say it, you do realize, I hope you realize, the enormity of walking into those shoes, because now you're kind of in a position, I don't want to say you didn't ask for, but you didn't, right? You were like, I'm signing up for this person because I love you this much. And now you have all these other titles that come with loving this person. And it's a weird gray area, not only for the kids, but for the step parent, if you will. And so I think it's always awesome because, again, these kids, a testament to their parents as parenting. These kids are the most lovely, non-judgmental. I won the stepkid lotto. I really feel that way. But I think there's something to be said about their acceptance, right? Because at teenagers, they could have been like, F you, lady.
Yeah.
They could have made voodoo
You're not
dolls
my
of me.
mom.
Yeah. And I never tried to be, thank goodness. I just said, hey, y'all already got 2 parents. Y'all seem sweet as all get out. I'm right here if you need me, And I got stuff going on, so just let me know. Like, I'm here. And they did. And I think that's what's really important. When you get lucky enough, obviously in a stepchild situation, they didn't super get to choose, but they did. They got to choose. They could have easily been like, we don't like her, get her out of here. And they didn't, which is great. But I think what comes with that too is they also embrace all my friends. They get excited. They came to the show last night. They came to, cool. I know they're in town visiting, and the younger 2 of the 3. And they were like, oh, we want to come. And I was like, wait, what? Like, I was like, you want to come see? Like, to me, I'm thinking, you want to come see me work? And in comedy, Karen will attest to this, when we're doing smaller shows in town and we're not doing our full headlining hour, you're only working for 15, 20 minutes. So you're thinking, you want to get dressed and put on a lash? They were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. It was like, oh, thanks. And awesome. I mean, that they even wanted to come. I was like, cool. Okay, great.
I'd be like, you're not my demographic, though. I'm going to be talking about things that you're not going to think funny.
I straight up told them, they go, oh, we love you. We don't care. And I was like, okay, which is good because you want a Gen Zer to critique your stuff. And I told Karen, y'all, this is a little off topic, but off the rails. And hopefully I can put a clip of this up. Someone had a 6-year-old in the club last night. There was a baby. And so I heard the baby giggle, like laugh. And what was precious is this kid had timing because it knew to laugh at the right time. But a baby laugh in comedy, just so you know, in comedy, we hear a baby giggle never in a show. Yeah. Like, and it was a 6-year-old. So it was that precious, like, baby giggle. So I didn't want to say, it could have been an adult with a young, like a baby voice. Honestly, I was certainly not going to shame somebody.
Right.
But I was like, is that an adult with just a very young voice? I was like, or is there a kid in here? And then somebody goes, no, my kid's in here. And I'm like, how old's that kid? And he goes, 6. And I go, 6? And the kid giggles. And it was terrifying. Like a Chucky doll. Like that. It was like I know. But the good news is I made that baby laugh twice. So I think my demographic has widened. I feel like Dolly Parton. I mean, like, I'm certainly not Dolly, but I feel like.
Congratulations. Now you can do children's shows.
Here I'll be, just hire me, DM me for kids' birthdays.
Yeah, right. Not,
please don't. It was hilarious, y'all. It was jarring to hear a baby voice in the crowd. So anyway, last night was just one of those moments. But I had my great darling stepkids there that were like, that was so funny. And I'm thinking, I'm glad y'all thought that was funny, because I was up here going, what's happening?
That's funny. Yeah, you'll have to post that clip.
I know. Well, we'll all see together, because I'm not kidding you. There are a few times in your life that you're truly, truly thrown on stage. I know I can say that to Karen, like truly thrown, where you're like, what's about to happen? And to hear a child giggle at, 8:45 at night in a comedy club, you're like, huh? Yeah. Is this the beginning of a horror film?
Yeah. Why are you not home in bed?
Why aren't you in the bed? I want to be in the bed.
The good news is he was laughing at the comedy show. I've been at comedy shows where kids were playing touch football in front of the stage.
No.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yes. And I was hosting a beauty pageant. It was one of my very early gigs. And I was told that it was going to be held in a barn-like structure. And I'm thinking it was a theater that had been built to look like a barn.
That's where my head was at.
Yeah. So I get there. I'm dressed like I'm hosting Miss America. And I walk. And first of all, when I get there, I see an ambulance by the barn door and the interior lights on. And the lady has an ice pack on her head.
What?
And so I walk in and I go, hi, I'm Karen Mills. I'm here to host a beauty pageant. And the lady goes, honey, you're going to have to hang on a minute. Said our stage up and fell in. And it hit our best hairdresser in the head with the 2x4. Now it's one thing to lose a hairdresser, but when you're having a beauty pageant and your best hairdresser
has gone down,
that's a bad day for everybody.
Nobody's winning.
No.
Nobody.
So then I get on stage, and
Were you scared to get on the stage because the stage went down?
Oh, well, they had
reinforced it.
They'd reinforced the stage. But then lawn chairs sitting in front of the stage, front of the barn. I can hear them yelling for cotton candy and popcorn. Yeah, kids playing tag football right beside the stage, and I'm just trying to get through it. And I'm out there, and just as I'm about to deliver a punchline, someone grabs me from behind and goes, will you announce Kim Bumble's in the bathroom throwing up and her mama needs to check on her? And in that moment, all I could think was, I wish the stage would up and fall in again and take me with it. True story.
Or Kim Bumble.
And Christy was with me.
No.
Yeah, and she was over in the barnyard. That's the only way I know to say it. And someone had come in, driven his truck in, backed it up, got out. He had one leg. He was on crutches. He leaned his crutches up against the truck, and then he hopped up on the roof of the truck and was watching the show. And then he hops down, hops back to his door, gets in the truck, pulls away, and his crutches were still, and she's running.
Chrissy.
She's chasing the truck going, your crutches.
I would give so much money if there was a VHS, because it feels like it wasn't even a DVD.
Oh,
it feels like right on the, it feels like VHS era.
Yeah.
Okay. You've got to work this in. Do you tell the story on stage?
So I have a few times, but
I've never heard this, y'all. We've been friends 15 years, and I have never heard this story.
That would have been about in 2000, maybe.
Oh, what a time to be alive! Had I been there, that is magical. That is a story for the ages. Kim Bumble. That you got grabbed. That also would have scared the absolute death out of me.
On both shoulders and jerked back.
Just so he could scream into the mic, Kim Bumble's vomited in the bathroom. Somebody's come get it. That's going to be our code word, Karen, from now on. If I really need help, I'm just going to text you, Kim Bumble's thrown up in the bathroom.
You don't even have to say that, just Kim Bumble.
Kim Bumble. She's like, oh, hell, here I come. That is probably, and did that sweet man get his crutches? Because I could see Christy with all heart and intention running.
She was running, she was trying, but he was gone. I'm sure he got home and thought, oh, shat. Yeah.
Oh, hell. Something's missing. Can't put my finger on it. Oh, I know we were supposed to just talk about family by choice, but you see why? There's few people you can have these conversations about what we do for a living. And Karen's my sister in crime. You know, we've had, when Leanne's been on, we talk about it. We all call and commiserate with each other because stuff happens that you're like, there's very few people I can talk about this to, and it's received, and you're not complaining, and you also go, was this normal, or was this just something that we all need?
Is this comedy?
Is this comedy?
Or was this an isolated...
Or did I just involve myself in a weird trauma? Is this some therapy for?
Yeah.
Probably.
Am I being punked? What is this?
Karen, by the way, I know this is going to air in a little bit. Did you hear the good news? Did you hear the good news?
Season 4.
Season 4. You all, if you're not watching on YouTube, I'm drinking coffee per usual, and I'm holding up my Believe a la Ted Lasso coffee mug.
I love that mug.
Isn't that great? I'll get you one. A fan sent me this. Let me tell you how much it's meant to me. A fan sent me this during my darkest days in Atlanta when I was battling depression and didn't realize how depressed I was. And Ted Lasso was the only thing getting me through, 2021, 2022 era. That's when this got sent to me. And I drink out of this often because I believe in a big cup of Believe for things I want to manifest. And if you don't know this about Karen and I both love Ted Lasso, but if you don't know this about me, I've loved it. I love Ted Lasso so much. It's my comfort show. I watch it all the time. I think it's one of the greatest shows ever written, right up there with Schitt's Creek. And I love Ted Lasso's heart. But when it went off the air, when it finished season 3, at the end of it, I went on a full, some people call it denial. I felt it was manifestation of more episodes, more seasons, because I think it's such a special show and it's needed, and more kindness needs to be in the world. But I want to manifest being on that show. I don't care about scripted television. I've never cared about scripted television. I love doing stand-up. I love hosting. Ted Lasso has been the only show that I'm like, please, I want to play his sister. I feel like I was born to be like, Trish Lasso. I feel like, just joyful and fun.
Yeah, I can see that. I think that would be great casting.
I know that sounds incredibly self-serving, and it might be, but I feel like for this show, let me play his fun sister. And I love sports. I don't know a lick about football, so it'd be just right on brand. Yeah. But I know all other sports. So I just think, in my heart, I wanted season 4 to come back so that I could just be on Ted Lasso. I don't care if I'm playing a sister or not, to be honest. If they want me to play the new coach of the women's soccer team, darling, do you like that I'm just making myself a series regular? I'm not asking for 5 lines. No, I'm asking for like...
You're writing yourself into the whole... Yeah. Yeah,
I want to be Rebecca's best friend who owns the, Hannah, if you don't follow Ted
Hannah,
Lasso.
I love her.
Hannah Waddingham is a national treasure. Brilliant. She's an icon. She's dream sequency. We're the same age, and I just feel like we were meant to be together in scenes. And I've never wanted to act. That's what's weird. Anytime I've ever acted, I'm like, can I just be me? But Ted Lasso is something that I'm like, great, I'll take lessons. I'll do whatever y'all need me to do. I'll get a coach. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just want to be in the Ted Lasso family. Okay, how fun. You and I could be the coach of the women's team.
We could.
You could be the Beard, and I'll be the Ted, and we'll be the women's team, and Karen will just shake her head at me a lot and go, no.
But see what you just said, that's what you really want, is to be in the Ted Lasso family.
I do.
You love those characters. You're trying to manifest yourself a family.
Look at Karen fully bringing it full circle. And that's the truth. Ted Lasso, it does feel like family.
Mm-hmm, it does.
And if y'all don't feel this way, if you haven't watched it, go right now. But if you are like me, and I know Karen's this way too, they got me through the pandemic, and they felt like my family. And I'm so invested in every single one of those characters. I don't even care if it's all the way down to somebody that has one line. I'm fully invested in every storyline. I'm invested in the writers you don't even see on camera. I'm invested in the casting director and the DPs they have a lot of female, which I love. And I hate that we have to say that in this day and age, but a lot of women writers, a lot of women camera operators, a lot of women directors. So shout out to Jason Sudeikis and Bill Lawrence, who write that show, for creating such a just everybody
inclusive,
is awesome culture of inclusion. Yes. So, anywho, my family by choice for sure is Ted Lasso. By a mile.
Yes. And everything's better when everyone's included.
Could we just cross stitch that on a pillow? Like we're all meant, like the world. We're in a place 2024. Let's just all be together and waller each other. Because if you're missing out if you don't get to go to gay weddings, you are missing out if you don't get to be if you don't have a gay paw. My girlfriend's she doesn't have a daddy, and so her gay best friend is the granddad to her kids. So they call him Gay Paw instead of Grandpa.
Oh, when you said gay paw, I thought, oh, is that a gay dog? Or is that...
Oh, a gay paw? Oh, that's precious. Hey, I'd be all about a gay dog. Sign me up. I don't care. But, it's like enjoy everybody every which way you get them. Just
that's
enjoy
right.
people.
I always say no one will be left out of heaven because they didn't hate enough. Just love everybody.
Karen, that you have to go see Karen live. That's part of her show, and it's amazing. But you're right. You're so right. No one's going to be left out because of hate. Mm-mm. So just love each other better. I know we're a little hokey for everybody today, but we don't care. It's the Ted Lasso effect.
That's it, the Ted Lasso effect.
Reasons I love you.
Well, we're just trying to take a kind approach to being a good person and being inclusive and not fighting over that, but to take a positive approach about it. So,
and I always say we're better together. Everybody loves to say, especially with a Southern accent and living in a city, a lot of people make a lot of assumptions on what kind of person you are when they hear a country or Southern accent. And I always say, we're all more alike than we are different. Mm-hmm. And you'd be shocked how many precious, amazing, sweet country people can't wait to waller you, no matter how you sign up in life. I know there's buttholes of every size, color, background, everywhere. We can't escape them. But there's more of us that are good and great, that want to love each other and be inclusive. Because guess what? Pro tip, raised in a funeral home, none of us are getting out alive.
That's right. And no group, no one has cornered the market on anything. I mean, everyone has a little bit of... Everyone has goodness and everyone has a dark side too.
That's right.
And what you focus on expands, as Oprah
where your
says.
Energy goes. Yes, where your energy goes, the attention flows, or attention flows where energy goes. I don't know which way you're supposed to say it. I'm not a self-help person, as you can see, but I love all that self-help.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, I agree. I think the more we all just go, how can we all be better together?
And I love a quote. Magical. I just love a quote.
I love a quote. Y'all.
We should just do a whole conversation and nothing but quotes.
Wouldn't that be amazing? And then do weird song lines in the middle of it too.
Oh, I love that.
Like, now of course I can't think of one single one right when I wanted to say that. I just said that last night to one. There was a girl at the club, and I said, I like pina coladas. And another comic goes, I like getting caught in the rain. And I was like, I love you so much. Like, we were in and we did the whole song. I was like, we're having a yacht rock conversation.
Oh, when we were on our way to, did I tell you this story already? On our way to Pride in the Vines?
No, tell me.
Okay. Yeah, so we're driving, Christy and I are driving, and there's a feed store or something, and it's Green Acres was the name of it. And I said, and without saying a word, I just go, it's a place to be. And she goes, farm living's the life for me. And we did the whole thing. Land spreading out so far and wide. And I mean, with no tune, of course, just strictly spoken word, which to me is hilarious.
Me too.
It just puts me down.
I do too. Look, that's my humor all day long, and I love anybody that's on it fast enough and receives it.
Oh, yes.
And of my generation that loves a Green Acres throwback, because, honey, I loved that damn show. Loved it. I was like, I want to. It was Zsa Zsa, not Ava. Yeah, it was Zsa Zsa Gabor on that show. Because there were two sisters, Ava and
that's
Zsa.
right. Yeah.
It was Zsa Zsa Gabor, and which, by the way, y'all, totally random, out of nowhere. Don't know if he still does, but her crazy. I'm saying crazy. I don't know if he's crazy. I just called him that. Her widow, because she passed away and he's still alive. Remember him? He was like a prince or something.
Oh, yeah. I do remember him.
Started following me on Instagram.
He did what?
He started following me on Instagram.
Oh, well.
And I was like, who is this person? Like, it was just like a weird out of nowhere. And I happened to check and I was like, huh? Because it said priority. Every once in a while now in our things, it'll say like priority information. I was like, priority? I was like, well, who is this person? And I looked and I was like, oh. When I looked, because I was like, I don't know him. It was like Prince something. Wait, y'all, I've got to look at it. We're on right now. I'm going to look it up on my phone because I have to know who Zsa Zsa was married to. And let's see if he still follows me. He might have done it on accident. Zsa Zsa Gabor. Zsa Zsa Gabor. Hold on. Husband. Let's look. I got to know. Spouse. There we go. What was his name? Yeah, she probably had a few. Prince Frederick von Anhalt. Wait, I'm looking it up because, y'all. And I went, who? This is wild.
Well, was she married to someone much younger?
A little bit. I mean,
that's been a minute. And she what? Well, I don't know. I don't know how old she
unless
was.
it's somebody took his name or he got a baby child. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
maybe
maybe he
might
got
be
a
a
part
baby
two.
child.
I didn't check other than baby child. Let me look him up. Y'all, I was fully like, let's see. It might have been, somebody might have taken his name. No, it says he's 81 years old.
Oh, okay.
So he was much younger because she was in her 90s, wasn't she, when she passed?
I think so.
So good for him. He went and got him a sugar mama.
Kidding. Well, yeah.
Frederick Prinz von Anhalt. That was what it was. I'm gonna look this up, y'all. I was like, who in the world? I'm gonna look it up for y'all. I don't mean to do this on our free time, but anyway, I'll look. If I find it, I'll screenshot it and put it on our page because I was like, oh, okay. Who are you? 81, but good for him having an Instagram.
Yeah, no kidding. His, grandchild probably set it up, and he probably doesn't know he has one. But
you're right. It's probably one of his grandkids out there just getting followers off of his papaw's name.
But the scary thing is, I can't remember what I did last night. But you give me a classic TV theme song, honey, and I am down for it.
Oh, to this day, someone can go, come and knock on my door. Beginning of Three's Company, if you don't know it. And I will, if somebody does it in a grocery store, I'm like, I've been waiting for you. I will just start singing. I can't remember my social security number most times, but I can sing you the Three's Company theme song.
Well, that's why I like spoken word, because I can't sing anything.
Yeah, and I apologize to anybody that just had to hear me sing in your ear
that was
holes.
much better than what I could do. So
I'm not a singer. I know last night they at the club, everybody jumped on stage to sing because there's a gorgeous piano at the Kookaburra Lounge, and Tiffany Haddish can sing, y'all. She can sing.
Oh, can she?
She can sing. But Katie Cazorla, who is a comedian and owns the Kookaburra Lounge, can sing.
Oh, yeah.
Her husband is Walter Asenath. I always say Walter's last name wrong, but if you Google Walter, he's written some hits you may know, like Hero by Mariah Carey.
Oh, my gosh.
Another little one you might have heard of called All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Oh,
wrote and produced that. And so Walter got on the piano and started playing, and they all started singing. And they're like, Trish, get up here. And I'm like, nah. They kept bringing microphones out, and I'm like, yeah, girl's not coming. It was awesome, though. It was fun to watch. Haddish was like, get the tambourine, girl. I was like,
yeah,
no.
that's me. I'll get the tambourine and I'll lip sync. But
I wouldn't even grab the tambourine. I was too worried I'd F that up. So I let Tiffany play tambourine and sing. She was doing the most. She was a one-woman show up there. But it was, I get terrified. Like that, my whole family can't sing, though. Like getting back to a family, no one in my family's musical. And then I married a man who's a musician, rock star.
Yeah,
and
rock star.
These kids all are musical, and their mama is an amazing singer and music producer and songwriter. So all these kids have perfect pitch and can sing. And they'll want to sing something, and I'm like, nah, hand your girl a cowbell.
Yeah, that's not my gift.
not my gift. Karen, you understand it. There's just stuff that I'm like, I don't, it's not my skill set. I understand.
And I don't know why it is that you always wish you could do the thing that you just can't do at all. And I mean, I would love to have been able to sing.
Me. Okay, I wonder if we need to take a poll of our What I Know So Far family and find out if it's just us, because I feel the exact same way, that I want so badly to be able to sing, like really be able to sing, but it's not. Like, I've wished it my whole life. And everybody's like, you could take lessons. Like, nah. That's not a learned thing to that level. You know what I mean?
You can
like,
take lessons, but, you know, and I've heard people say, if you can talk, you can sing. Everybody can learn to sing. I did it, and the vocal coach almost quit because she could not help me sound a bit better. And I always threatened to be, I always say if I could sing, I'd be a rock star, because... You know,
you would.
So, yeah, I would. I could. I'd tear it up if.
Oh yeah, you would.
You in my
really
younger
would.
days, I would have. But even now, you know, I always threaten to be that. I want to be a rock comic and strap myself in a harness like Pink, and then go 2 guys walking to a bar, and then go flying across the audience.
Okay, could that be our next iteration? I would totally do Cirque du Soleil comedy / rock with you.
Wouldn't that
And
be
we
funny?
could just lip sync it like an interlude, or we have people while we're flying through the air do a quick rock song, and then we just land back on stage and do some time.
Yeah, and then do a joke. Do 10
I'm here
and
for
then
that.
go. Phew.
Because listen, Gen X ain't getting any younger, and they're gonna need a new vibe for a residency in Vegas. You and I would be darling 2 shows a night, and we do like a 4 and a 6 or a 6 and a 8. Nothing later. Our people
nothing
can't
later.
take it.
No, they gotta hit the bed.
Because our fans are our family by choice, and they get it. They appreciate. I've decided, I think, when I do my tour, I'm going to ask everybody to come in jammies.
Yeah.
I want everybody comfy. And so I want everybody in their best pajamas. Don't come out looking like you folding laundry. I don't mean like that. Like, I mean, get a cute pair of jammies. They don't have to be expensive. You can go to Target or TJ Maxx. I love that setup. But I want everybody so dang comfortable at my shows that you didn't have
Bring
to
their
sack
blanket.
up. Yes, you need you a pillow. I'm not judgy. Come on. As long as you don't fly that way.
I think Jamie Lee Curtis is my family, but she just doesn't know it because she loves a matinee, and I love a matinee.
If that ain't the truth, Jamie Lee Curtis, you are everybody's spirit animal for speaking the truth, for saying we all need a matinee show. Ain't nobody need to be out late. We receive it. We agree with you. Please be our poster child for getting that pushed through.
My dad never went anywhere that he couldn't be home by dark.
Your dad is also my hero. Last night, driving to the club, because it's starting to get dark earlier, and I'm driving, going into Hollywood, driving over the hills. And as we're driving, I looked at Jason. I was like, I need to take to the bed. Like, as soon as it started getting dusk, I'm like, I have chosen a profession the opposite of my natural clock, of my circadian rhythm. I'm up with the sun, and the second it starts to get dark, I should have been a farmer. Let's take to the bed. That's why you're my people, Kay. You get it. You understand.
I know, and that's rough being a comic when you don't want to stay up late.
We don't want to stay up late. We're going to turn comedy on its head and start we just need a dark room, no windows. So as long as y'all receive that we can do dark room, no windows, we want y'all to be in the bed by 9:30, 10. We want you to have that option.
Yeah, when you hear the new tour coming, Brunch of Laughs, you'll know.
It's the two of us. We've hit it out. Come on, join us. Wear your most cozy clothes and stretch your pants with elastic waistbands. Get out to see your girls. We've got bottomless mimosas, and we have Metamucil fiber, because we know you got to keep it pushing. Karen, we're on to something. I
think we are.
We'll call it the Keep It Pushing Tour, sponsored by Metamucil.
That's hilarious.
God, I love you. You know, we always start with the best of intentions, but you know what? We did talk about family by choice, and we didn't, you know what I realized too? We didn't tell everybody where we can find us. And please subscribe to the show if you're not subscribing yet. Rate, subscribe, review. I love reading them. We love reading them.
Yes. Yes, and
It's
we
so
so
fun.
appreciate the people who are listening and telling people and sharing, and we're so grateful, and we're just shocked that anybody's coming to hear what
That
we
you're
have to say.
listening to us. It means so much to us. It really does, because we read. If we don't please know that we read every single comment. So even some of you people have been hateful, we pray for you.
Yes.
But we do. We read every single one, and there's not too many haters. We're lucky we don't have trolley people because y'all are our tribe. You get it.
Yeah, that's right.
We got too good of people. We live in unbothered land. I ain't got time for it.
No, and if there are haters, scroll on.
Scroll on. Go on, dust your shoulders off, baby. We ain't got no time for it. We ain't got no time. Life's too short. Karen, will you tell everybody where they can find you on social?
Karen Mills Comedy. It's up on Facebook. It's Karen Mills Comedian. And of course, KarenMills.com is my website, and it links to everything.
And all her tour dates and everything. And anything we're talking about right here, y'all, it'll be in the show notes.
Yeah.
Everything's in the show notes. So you'll be able to find all of that there. And I'm at Trish Suhr, TrishSuhr, on everything, on all platforms. And you can find me at TrishSuhr.com. And y'all, your girl even got wise and added, what? A tour page. Who am I?
No kidding.
Instead of having y'all telepathically find out my tour dates. It's only taking me to 2024. She's getting there, everybody. It's a slow haul.
Well, you've been doing TV and other things, so just now getting back in the groove. And
I know.
Then you may take a hard ride to Ted Lasso, and
Could y'all imagine if I had to, and then I got to do comedy in London. When I get to do comedy in England, I will feel like I have made it full circle. I know that sounds probably nutty to people because we're probably like, yeah, who cares? They don't understand half what we're saying. I've always wanted to perform in London. I don't know why. I genuinely don't know why I've had such a need to put that on the bucket list, but to be able to go beyond Ted Lasso and then go do comedy. Kay, let's wish that into existence.
Yeah, we do need to. And I always wanted to perform there too. And I don't know if they'd think anything I said was funny, but I think British humor is just hilarious.
Me too.
So that's why
Kay, let's go. Let's go do. We'll go co-headline it in case they're like, "Who are these two crazy Americans?"
I'm sure they will.
They'll be like, "Okay, she's great." We would love to do that. So let's put that in the universe because I love all things England. I really do. I think
too.
It's just the bee's knees. I love all the countries I haven't been to yet, but I do love in England because I think y'all are super fun and your humor, best in class.
Yep.
Best in class. So sign Kay and I up. We can't wait to come. Y'all have the best day ever, week ever. We love y'all and we'll see you super soon.
And thanks so much for listening.
That's what we know so far. Have a great one.
No one can change you.